Hello everyone and welcome to Matty Michigan's Gaming here, and as promised, here is my review for the WrestleMania 33 main card. So yeah, we're just going to jump straight in here. First match was AJ Styles versus Shane McMahon. Safe to say not everyone was really up for that sort of match. Everyone was sort of like, oh, AJ Styles deserved a better opponent, and yeah, I have to obviously agree with that. But then, considering what both these guys did in the match was quite amazing. Shane McMahon happy to put his body on the line, make some risky moves, and the fact that it started off where Shane McMahon was actually genuine, trying to wrestle AJ Styles, with arm drags and takedowns and headlocks, etc., etc. Yeah, things that did get a bit out of hand. Referee took down with a kick to the face, and AJ Styles tried to take advantage. Didn't quite work, and Shane McMahon ended up taking a trash can and doing a coast to coast. He then went to do an elbow off the top rope on the announce table and missed AJ Styles, or AJ Styles rolled out the way. And but again, there was quite a few good moves. Shane McMahon also even went for a shooting star press, but AJ rolled out the way, hit a phenomenal forearm, and got the 1-2-3. But yeah, so overall, that match sort of did quite hype up the crowd, especially first match on the card. I'm going to try and do these in order, by the way. Second match was the US Championship match, Kevin Owens versus Chris Jericho. Again, it was quite a backs and forwards match, obviously, because of the whole, Kevin Owens, screwing Chris Jericho and messing him about, with the whole Festival of Friendship on Raw a little while ago. Again, for me, I could only see this going one way, obviously, because I follow one or two stories. Obviously, Chris Jericho, his contract was up. So, I think he was going back on tour with his band Fozzy. So obviously, I could only see it. Obviously, Kevin Owens winning that. He did do a pop-up powerbomb to Chris Jericho on the ring apron. So I don't know whether or not that was maybe a work that Chris Jericho is going to be apparently out injured whilst he's on tour or whatever. I don't know. But either way, again, quite a genuine backs and forwards match. I'm not always a big fan of those type finishes where you hit a finisher on the outside and you just roll them in and pin them. I feel or sometimes you get the pin like that, and other times by the time you get them up, roll them in the ring, cover them, they kick out. So again, sort of mixed. Again, just my opinion. After that, I believe it was the Raw Women's Fatal 4-way, triple threat, elimination match. Again, had a little bit of mixed emotions there. Again, I quite liked the idea of it, but I felt they could have done a bit more with it, like especially with Nia Jax, obviously, being as strong as she is, it did start off, where she was taken out, Bayley and Charlotte and Sasha Banks. Yeah, sorry, it's a fatal 4-way, my apologies. But yeah, no, it sort of started off okay, but I felt Nia Jax got eliminated a bit too early. I felt they could have made her sort of kick out a few more of all these double team moves, and I felt they could have done more with it, but then again, who knows, they could do something like that in the future. So yeah, Nia Jax got eliminated first, and then obviously it's just down to Bayley, Charlotte and Sasha. Again sort of backs and forwards here and there. Charlotte sort of mainly just trying to let Bayley and Sasha do the main bits here, and then she'd try and intervene here and there. But either way, Sasha Banks got eliminated next, so it was down to Bayley and Charlotte. Again, not everyone was happy about that. People obviously wanted to see Bayley and Sasha as the last two, rather than, you know, constantly being, you know, Charlotte as the main. You know, again, nothing wrong or against Charlotte, but again, it's like, you know, obviously give other women a chance rather than it's just the same sort of matches, same sort of type finishes. But either way, Bayley ended up winning that. Again, I was actually quite surprised by that, to be honest. Again, where Charlotte has been on such a winning streak, and she's already like a 4-time champion. I thought, oh, you know, same old, but no, Bayley ended up getting the win there. After that, I believe it might have been John Cena and Nikki Bella against The Miz and Maurice. Again, started off, you know, how you would. Started off Nikki and Maurice, and then Maurice just tagged The Miz in. The Miz took out John Cena for the majority of the match. John Cena tried to tag in Nikki several times, and then Maurice would sort of knock Nikki Bella off the apron, so he couldn't tag. You know, again, the same sort of, you know, stop the main things happening. But again, you know, pretty basic match. In the end, John Cena and Nikki Bella teamed up, hit their finishes on Miz and Maurice. The referee did a double pin. Obviously, what happens next is obviously what everyone will be talking about. John Cena talks about what him and Nikki said just before she went into surgery, and basically he never told her what had happened, but he decided to obviously open up in front of the WrestleMania crowd, and basically ended up proposing to Nikki Bella, and she said yes. Obviously, you know, John Cena and Nikki Bella are now engaged. Congrats to them. You know, obviously hope it works out for you guys. Let's have a look. We got the next was the Raw. Next was the Raw Tag Team Triple Threat ladder match. Again, what was it? Luke Gallows and Anderson, Cesaro and Sheamus, and yeah, and the other guys. Sorry, guys. Yes, what was it? Yeah, Anderson and Carl Anderson and Gallows, Cesaro and Sheamus, and then Enzo and Cass. How can I forget that? Sorry, my apologies. Suddenly New Day came out. Basically said, "Oh, you know, we've now been informed that this will now be a fatal 4-way ladder match." And to the crowd's delight, and I think everyone else's delight, the Hardy Boys, you know, their music hit. Matt and Jeff came running down to the ring. Obviously, the crowd going mental. Obviously, if no one obviously knows what's going on. There's been a bit of a dispute over Matt Hardy's latest gimmick in TNA, the broken gimmick. You know, but yeah, no, he seemed, you know, to be doing some of the like delete gestures that he does, and obviously the crowd, obviously, you know, chanting delete at every hit, and you know, and everything else. Yeah, no, overall it was you know, a backs and forwards match. You know, every team getting involved. The ending was quite special. Cesaro and Sheamus were laid out on the ladders between the barricade and the ring. Jeff Hardy did a swanton bomb off the top of the ladder, whilst Matt Hardy collected the championships. So yeah, so their re-debut, if you like, and Matt and Jeff, the Hardy Boys, are new Raw Tag Team Champions. So yeah, no, again, congrats to them. Next, I believe, was Seth Rollins and Triple H. Again, this was a bit of a, you know, once again, Triple H and Seth Rollins like to do their special entrances at like the main stage, and that wasn't any different. Again, it was mainly sort of one of those backs and forwards matches. Obviously, both of them could pretty much do whatever they like. It was not, you know, a non-sanctioned match, so pretty much anything goes. So yeah, no, overall it was an okay match. I mean, the main issue was obviously Triple H kept on taking out Seth Rollins' leg, so it was obviously, you know, Seth Rollins limping here and there, and then capitalising here and there. The ending was quite special. Seth Rollins has set out a table outside the ring. Stephanie McMahon tried to interrupt the match a few times, and she got up at the ring apron. Basically, Seth Rollins sort of pushed or kicked Triple H. He then went into Stephanie, and she went through the table. Seth Rollins hit the pedigree on Triple H, and Seth Rollins beat Triple H. Again, backs and forwards type match really there. Next up was, I believe, was the Universal title match. Either way, that was one of the matches. Goldberg against Lesnar. Again, mixed emotions there. At least this match actually went longer than 1 minute 26, as everyone goes on about. This match, I think, was over again within about 5, maybe 10 minutes. But again, it was just constant hard hitting. Lesnar hit Goldberg with 3 quick German suplexes. Goldberg instantly hit back with 2 spears. Speared Brock through the barricade outside. I think Goldberg then hit another 2 spears once they got back in the ring. Hit a jackhammer. Lesnar kicked out, which everyone was surprised about. Lesnar then went on to hit, I think, around 7 German suplexes, and then hit an F5 and won. So Brock Lesnar is the new Universal Champion. Next up was the WWE Championship match, Bray Wyatt against Randy Orton. This, again, I feel that they can do a lot more with this. They'll probably have a bit of a rivalry thing going on that could go on for a few months. Again, Bray Wyatt with 1 or 2 mind games. He took out Randy Orton a few times. Went to do his sort of spider walk here and there as he does, and there was a weird. They'd sort of put sort of like pictures of crawling, rotting maggots and things like that in the ring, and and Randy was obviously sort of looking down at the mat, whilst he's still on the mat, obviously sort of just being like, what the hell is going on? It sort of creeped him out a bit, took him out of his element for a bit. Randy Orton ended up composing himself. Again, sort of a little bit of a backs and forwards match. Bray Wyatt with the mind games, but in the end, Randy Orton did hit the RKO, got the 1, 2, 3. So Randy Orton is the champion. Again, considering the fact that Bray did all those mind games, I thought, I didn't really see much of a point in him doing all these mind games, trying to freak him out and then still losing. I just think at times they do make Bray look weak. They give him such great run-ins into a pay-per-view, or he does great promos, and then suddenly he loses on the main pay-per-views, or he's still yet to win at WrestleMania. So yeah, that was a bit of a again, for me personally, I'm a bit of a Bray Wyatt fan, but it was just one of those things, I guess. Next up was the SmackDown Women's Championship match. Again, with all due respect, this was pretty pointless. Consider it's supposed to be the whole women's revolution. It was just they hit 1 or 2 moves. One woman went out, another one went in, hit a move, they went out. It was just it was over within 5 minutes. It was mainly almost just trying to calm the crowd down before the main event. I felt they could have done a hell of a lot more with this. Naomi ended up getting the win, making Alexa Bliss tap out. Again, I pretty much saw that happening, simply just due to the fact that Naomi came back, it's her hometown, etc, etc. So yeah, it was a bit of a shame, that match. Main event, Undertaker against Roman Reigns. They decided to make this match like a no holds barred, no count outs, no disqualifications. So it was pretty much anything goes. It sort of started off, Undertaker kept chucking Roman Reigns out and shouting out, it's his yard, it's his yard. Roman Reigns ended up getting back into it. Roman Reigns ended up spearing Undertaker through the announce table. Undertaker then sort of sat back up after Roman Reigns got back in the ring and started saying it's his yard. So again, it was sort of like quite good mind games and, genuine overall attacking. In the end, because again, the match was sort of obviously a little bit slow here and there, but, it still showed great emotion and, still built up all the hype of it. In the end, Roman Reigns, I think, hit 2 spears and kept doing Superman punches. Taker kept kicking out. Roman Reigns started hitting him with a chair. Undertaker obviously getting really slow by then and quite weak. And in the end, Roman Reigns went backs and forwards from rope to rope around 3-4 times, hit Undertaker with a massive spear and got the 1-2-3. So Undertaker losing. He's now 23-2 at WrestleMania. But the main talking point here, obviously, was if obviously none of you know this, but Undertaker, by the looks of it, seems to have retired. Roman Reigns left the ring. But yeah, Undertaker, sat up, got up, and basically, he placed his, jacket, his hat and his gloves in the ring and walked out. He sort of broke, Undertaker going out of character, kissing his real wife, Michelle McCool, who was in the crowd, and basically just sort of walked up the ramp and just slowly, went while, all the fog and smoke was all about. So, obviously I would have liked, me personally, I would have liked for Undertaker to have gone out on a high, but I know Undertaker does like to give the young talent, the push or genuine courtesy with what wrestlers do. If they're, bowing out, retiring, that, they let the other person win. Obviously some people obviously not happy about it because everyone feels, Roman Reigns is sort of being shoved down our throats. Obviously WWE trying to make him like the main guy. But no, either way, again, lots of rumours speculating that that was Undertaker's last match even beforehand, where again, right, follow things, Undertaker needing hip surgery and was postponing it until after the match with Roman Reigns. Obviously now the fact that the match has happened, Taker can have surgery. He's already said he's not going to have another match, after he's had the surgery. So, again, a bit of a sour night, sour way to end the night. Sorry. But no, I think overall was a general good pay-per-view. Quite a lot of backs and forwards, good matches. Some of the endings were predictable, like I said, with Kevin Owens winning. Obviously Goldberg's contract ended at WrestleMania, albeit he may still appear at 1 or 2 house shows or live events. So again, I had a feeling Brock was going to win, and then obviously with the Undertaker match as well. So yeah, overall, I think compared to previous WrestleManias, I think this has been like one of the best ones for quite some time. In terms of like overall genuine good matches, previous years you've had like 1 or 2 here and there, but this one on the main card, like throughout the entire card, it's overall quite good. But again, that's just my opinion. Again, feel free to comment, like, subscribe, and give your opinion on it. Again, you can feel free to ask me why. I thought, I gave my opinions on certain matches and here and there. But yeah, either way, I think we'll leave it here for now. But yeah, as I said, feel free to like, comment, subscribe, get back in touch with me. And as I said, I'll be obviously doing more gaming events, more live streams, and obviously my reviews on the wrestling shows. And yeah, I look forward to hearing from you soon. And I'll see you all in the next episode. Bye.